All right, so we're gonna call on you guys. Help me out with this. Okay. What's the first symbol?
Plus.
Very good. We can say that for sure. We can say it's a plus symbol. Does anybody have a different word? A different description?
Addition.
Okay. We say, you know, we're doing that if we say we're adding.
For the next one or
Same one. Okay, I'll get it. You tell me the next one. What's the next one then? Yeah, minus or subtraction. I'll give you another one for addition. Yeah. I'm looking for keywords though. We're thinking about positive works, it does. We're thinking about what if I gave you these things in English? For example, sum. Yeah, you can see minus. Anyone else have another word for subtraction?
difference?
The difference of, yes. The difference.
Oh my god. Who's your alphabet?
Okay. How about the next one?
I don't know if this will count, but let's see.
Talk about this one?
What did she just say?
Yeah, but I don't want to confuse it with the inequality. So yeah, you could say we had 17 less a certain number. Yes. I just don't want to add in less than, because then we're going to really confuse things with inequalities. How about right here? No, it's a good one. It's real.
Multiplication.
Multiplication. Another word for multiplication. What you got? You raised your hand. Nobody forced you. Give me my fluffy ball back.
What do you say?
Times. Yeah.
Second power.
Yeah, but that's gonna confuse things. We're not there right now. What do you think?
Repeated addition.
Huh?
Repeated addition.
Okay, kind of. We're going into the weeds a little bit. You're right. You're not wrong. What? Product. You are correct. Multiplication is a fast way to do addition or subtraction. Keep your tongue in your mouth. Girls, come on. We don't need that. I don't know what that is, and I don't want to. All right. Behind you. The division, yeah, divide. Divide. Does anybody remember the fancy word for divide?
No.
Divide, division, something else. Anybody remember?
Isn't it like half of?
How about quotient? Quotient. All right, now I'm going to give you some extras. Well, let's go down here. The parentheses is quantity. Okay. Let's go back to product or multiplication. There are some examples that are very specific. A very specific example of multiplication would be doubling, or to double something. What would the multiplication be there if you're doubling things?
2 times 2.
Times 2. You can also say tripling, etc.
3.
Yeah, times 2, times 3, etc. Now this is where multiplication and division can get a little confusing, because with division you can have a very specific kind of division where it is division, but it's very specific. Do you know it? What? Having.
Bro, what?
Or 1/3. Etc. This would be like timesing by 1/2 or dividing by 2. This would be like timesing by 1/3 or dividing by 3. That's where multiplication and division, that's why they have this same spot over here in order of operations. They occupy the same position here on our order of operations picture because multiplication and division are actually the same thing. Same with adding and subtracting. They're actually the same thing. Same with exponents and something that we're not talking about right now, which would be radicals or square roots. Fractional exponents. Okay, so these are the things that we came up with, and there's a couple specifics that I seem to not be recalling right now. This quantity, it can be implied. So there's another example where, like, it could be implied in the context. For example, twice the sum of x and, let's say, 7. It's understood because you're going to be multiplying what thing?
Something.
Yeah. Twice the sum of x and 7. What's being multiplied by 2?
7.
Here's what really happens. It's 2 times x plus 7. So the quantity is, they're not talking about just the x. They're not talking about just the 7. They're talking about the sum of the x and 7. So those two things put together is being doubled. So there are occasions where parentheses are implied in the context of in the way the words are worded. So if you're doubling not just the x, but you're also doubling the 7, you're doubling the sum. So those two items together, the collective amount. Ooh, there's another word for multiplication I didn't think of to tell you. It's the easiest one of all. Of. Of. When you're seeing the words of, it means multiplication. There's one other thing. There's a trick with subtraction, but I don't know when I talked about it. We talked about less. It's a grouping. Quantity is also a grouping. This is notes from a different block. Because I got different responses in different orders. Oh, subtraction, to take away. I like that one because it helps understand some other things. So, take away. Let's keep going. Does everybody have everything here?
No.
Here, I can't see.
You don't have it? I think you're the only person.
I got
5.
3.
1.
Alright. New stuff. Just put down the definition of each. You already should know what each one of them, they have a name, just state the name, and then we'll go into a little bit more detail. That thing was real fuzzy.
Is that equal? Yes.
No, it's subtraction.
A few other keywords to go with these. Same as, is, same as. That's probably, we should be fine there. At least means that much or more. This one, at most, or no more than. Trying to think of what else I may have put in other classes. Similar stuff. Similar stuff in the other classes we talked about. Okay, so we have at least a fighting chance for some of these translations we're going to be doing. We're going to be taking the words and turning them, hands off, guys. Hands off of him. Hands off. Just, do I have to move you?
Just keep your hands off the freaking chair.
Just-
It's not that hard.
Okay, moving on. Hopefully everybody got these. All right, timer's ticking.
Oh.
Did you write it all down? Good. Three, 2, 1.
Can you just press the button? Hurry up.
All right. Give it your best effort. Some of these we're going to make mistakes. It's okay. But try. So tell me one thing. What's one operation or sign with this question? Raise your hand. Ife, what you got? Okay, like you raised your hand, be ready with a response. What you got?
Plus.
There's a plus symbol. Something else. What you got?
3/5.
Okay. I was looking more for the symbols, but that's fine.
Multiplication symbol.
No, it's X.
No. Oh.
No, he's right. There's a multiplication symbol. Well, I was just looking for those symbols, okay? The 3/5 was a little extra, but that's kind of multiplication, kind of division. So 3/5 of x plus 7 is greater than 4. And that's where we should have been.
Yeah, I got that right.
Alright.
Okay. Give me a symbol for the second one. Okay. What? Okay, I'm talking about operations and stuff right now.
Multiplication
Where?
of where half and 9 is.
That's greater than or equal to.
Where? Anything else? Got more multiplication, right? There's some multiplication there between the x and the 8. So half of 9, or you could have said 1/2 of 9, or 4.5, yeah, is added to the product of x times 8, and it's at least 14. You didn't have to simplify any of that. I just want you to give me a raw translation. Yes, you could have got 4.5. Yes, you could have written it as 8x. A symbol. Jeremiah. Lackey. Give me a symbol for the third one. Anything else? What you got? Is that most?
Yes.
Okay. Somebody else. Logan.
7, 8.
What about it? I want symbols. Sort of. Yes. Somebody else.
It's
Somebody else.
right there.
Somebody else.
If nobody sees it, please. Multiplication.
Alright, 4 is added to 7/8 times the x less or equal to 11. Any questions? You're about to have 3 more. I want you guys to do these, try and do them on their own. These are the last examples, these next 3. After this, we're gonna have a brief worksheet of 10 questions, and y'all are gonna put the answers on the board. They're gonna be assigned. Now you do the math. 10's a lot of people. Alright, work on 4, 5, and 6, and then after that we'll get started with our classwork. Alright, let's see what we got here.
I'm confused.
You check your work with what we're getting here. 22 greater than 1/2 the sum of x plus 7. It was an implied parentheses. You're taking half times this, the sum, which means it's not just x, it's not just 7, it's being multiplied to the x plus the 7. Now, I want you to take careful care over this example here, because this is the one that gets us. These two, I don't remember this one, but I know for sure these two, you'll see multiple examples of these, and they're going to kind of get you. They're the one that gives students the most trouble. Okay, I think we have no problem knowing that half of 13 is like 13/2 or 1/2 times the 13. I think that's not a problem, right?
Mr. Manstone,
Yeah,
do you have Riley Meadows with you?
I do.
I need her to check out, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, wait.
Okay, so this is the one that really gets kids, okay? So let's give me attention here.
This has got this year.
What are you doing? Okay, so we've got a thing, and that thing is being subtracted from some other thing. If you had $10 and $17, and you took $10 away from the $17, which one would come first?
Which 17?
Yeah. So if you're taking half of 13 away from, if it's taken away from the product of x and 10, I don't have your full attention. Like some of y'all staring off in space. I said this is important. Focus. Focus. This is being taken away from that. So you start with that, and then that's taken away. So it's 10x, take away 13/2, and it's at least, that means greater than or equal to 12. I knew that was going to blow your minds. That's why I was trying to get you to focus. This is subtracted from that. That means you start with that and then you take it away. This is what's taken away from the 10x. That's what you're taking away from it. Which is completely different than example 6, which is written exactly like it said, like it's written. Here's how it's said. 4 more than the difference of x and 10. It's 4 plus x minus 10. It's exactly in that order, and it's less than 6. You're going to see this a fair bit in the examples, where if you say a thing is subtracted from the other thing, that means you start with this and you take that away. So the order gets flipped when you actually write the math statement. All right, I'm going to hand you a worksheet. I want you to do 1 through 10, and we're going to put those 10 problems on the board.